4 kings against the 5 kings. We're told what a king is, we're told what a war is. And the Torah goes into great detail explaining how the war came about to be, what was the alliance, why were they fighting. There was 12 years, there was 13 years. And then all the way at the end, we're told that one of the prisoners that were taken by the 4 kings, along with the whole city of Sodom, was Lot, the nephew of Avram. Okay, we understand why it's relevant to us, Bechlal. Why are we reading about this? Because there's the nephew of Avram, and Avram has to go save him. He wages the counterattack, and he conquers the 4 kings. But still, it's difficult to understand the detail that the Torah spends on this story of the war. There's so many stories and so many episodes that are related, that are recorded by the Medrash, by the Gemara, but it's not in the Torah. The Torah tells us the most important facts that we need to know to sustain us through our lives, throughout the generations of Klal Yisrael. Why is this so important? The Ramban brings the Medrash that quotes, the Medrash says that these 4 kings symbolize the 4 empires, the 4 Malchios, under which Klal Yisrael finds themselves from the time of the Churban Bayis Rishon until our time today. Golus Bavel, Golus Madai, Golus Yavan, and Golus Edom, or Golus Roimi. What are the 4 kingdoms? Nebuchadnezzar destroyed the first Beis Hamikdash, sent us into Golus the first time. While we were in that Golus, Bavel was taken over by Madai and Paras, as we read in the Megillas Esther, Achashverosh, and the Malchi Paras and Madai, Malchi Madai Paras. And then afterwards, throughout history, we know that the Greeks came and they controlled Klal Yisrael during the time of the second Beis Hamikdash, the story of Chanukah. And then towards the end of the second Beis Hamikdash, the Romans came, they captured Yerushalayim, they captured Eretz Yisrael, they destroyed the Beis Hamikdash, and until today we are in the Golus, which is called Golus Edom, Golus Roimi. Says the Ramban, and says the Medrash, that just as Avraham Avinu, the Torah says, was able to counterattack and conquer the 4 kings, so too in our time, we will be able to, the grandchildren, the descendants of Avraham Avinu will be able to overcome all of these 4 empires and come out of it and leave the Golus, the first Golus, the second Golus, the third Golus, and the fourth Golus, leave all the Golias, of course the final Golus, to come with the Geula Shlema. Says the Shem Yishmuel about this Medrash that if we look at the beginning of our parsha, one of the stories that precedes the story of the 4 kings is the story of Avram and Sarah falling into Mitzrayim because of the famine that faced them when they came to Eretz Yisrael. They went down to Mitzrayim. Avram is worried, rightly so, because of the culture that permeated Egypt or permeated Mitzrayim at that time. He said, they're immoral people, they'll steal you, they'll kill me. And Avram and Sarah, they came out with Nisim, but they came out unscathed. Says the Medrash in the Yalkut Shimoni, the Medrash says that there's many reasons why Klal Yisrael was zeiche to leave Mitzrayim. One of the reasons is because they kept up their holiness and their purity, their Tara and the Kedusha, what's Negea, to their behavior in their families. They were able to keep the sanctity of the family, the Kedusha of the family throughout their hundreds of years in Mitzrayim, and that's why they left Mitzrayim. That was one of the schuyas, that was one of the reasons why they were able to leave Mitzrayim. But the Medrash says, you know where they got their koyach from their great-great-grandparents, from Avram and Sarah, because Avram was able to keep his Kedusha, because Sarah was able to keep her Kedusha. That's what stood by Klal Yisrael in Mitzrayim, that they were able to keep their Kedusha, and because of that, they were able to leave Mitzrayim. Ultimately, says the Shem Yishmuel, there's no coincidence that these 2 stories happened at the same time, happened one after another, because of the Kedusha of Avraham Avinu, that he was able to keep up his Kedusha in Mitzrayim. That's what gave him the strength to be able to conquer the 4 kings. And that is the remez, that in that schus, that we, in our generation, we keep up this Kedusha against all the winds of the culture that surround us, the moralities that the rest of the world calls moral, and we are able to hold steady by the morals of the Torah, by the values of the Torah. That's going to be the schus that will enable us, as the Shem Shmuel, to be able to leave all the 4 Golias, including the final Golus, the Golus of Edom. As the Shem Shmuel, a beautiful point. We know in Messiah there's 2 Mashiachs, Mashiach ben Yosef and Mashiach ben David. Mashiach ben Yosef is always described as the warrior, the one who will battle together with Klal Yisrael against our enemies and win that war. And after that, Mashiach ben David will appear. Question if he'll be alive at then or he'll be killed. But be it as it may, there is a Mashiach ben Yosef who wins the war. Why? Because Yosef is the symbol of one who overcame the Yetzer Hara, the Taiva of Mitzrayim. He was in Mitzrayim, cut off from his family, from his parents, and still he was able to withstand the great and the powerful Messiah of Eshes Potiphera. It is because of that his descendant is the Mashiach ben Yosef that's going to win the battle against the 4 kings, against the 4 empires, against the 4th and most difficult Golos, to be able to leave and be able to meet Be'ezus Hashem, the Korah V'Yameinu Mashiach ben David, and be able to leave this Golos B'mheira V'Yameinu. Good Shabbos.